kind of funny what life can do. You think you got it figured out, but then comes a twist or two. You've got it wired, you're feeling wise, but when you least expect it, life brings a surprise and starts you dreaming. Dreaming, no matter how you try, you can't stop dreaming. Dreaming, and love's the reason why. There is no mileage, no time or age that'll hold a hopeless dreamer once reason slips away. The rules don't matter, not right, not wrong. Once love wraps its arms around you, it carries you along and starts you dreaming. Dreaming, no matter how you try, you can't stop dreaming. Dreaming, and love's the reason why. Round and round your feelings go, where they'll stop nobody knows, but let them fly, they'll lead you to somewhere someone will dream with you. Dreaming, dreaming, no matter how you try, you can't stop dreaming. Dreaming, and love's the reason why. You can't stop dreaming. Dreaming, no matter how you try, you can't stop dreaming. Dreaming, and love's the reason why. Faith of our fathers living still, in spite of dungeon, fire and sword. Oh, how our hearts beat high with joy whene'er we hear that glorious word. Faith of our fathers, holy faith, we will be true to thee till death. Our fathers chained in prisons dark were still in heart and conscience free. How sweet would be their children's fate if they like them could die for thee. Faith of our fathers, holy faith, we will be true to thee till death. Faith of our fathers, we will strive to win all nations unto thee, and through the truth that comes from Faith of our fathers, holy faith, we will be true to thee till death. Faith of our fathers, we will love, both friend and foe, in all our strife, and preach thee too as love knows how, by kindly words and virtuous life. Faith of our fathers, holy faith, we will be true to thee till death. We will be true to thee till death.
My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside let freedom ring.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesty above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea.
This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me.
Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He has trampled out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He has loosed the fateful lightning of His terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. give me a home where the buffalo roam, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. The red man was pressed from this part of the West. It's not likely he'll ever return to the banks of Red River, where seldom, if ever, his flickering campfire still burns. Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. How often at night, when the heavens are bright, I see the light of the glimmering stars. Have I laid there amazed and asked as I gazed if the glory exceeds that of ours? Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Get there in no time at all. No matter where I roam, all I need to do is close my eyes, and just like that I'm home. I'm on a first-name basis with the mayor, the doctor, the vet, the preacher too. I know all my neighbors, their dogs and kids, and who loves who in school. It's Norman Rockwell setting, where I plan to settle down, full of friendly faces, open spaces. Have you seen my town? The courthouse is on the much use. The chief of police only works part-time. There's just not much to do. It's a Norman Rockwell setting where I plan to settle down, full of friendly faces, open spaces. Have you seen my town? I can see it in my mind. House white, grass green, sky blue. One day I'll find it and pack my bags, grab the dog and kids and make my move. Get there in no time at all. No matter where I roam, all I need do is close my eyes. Just like that, I'm home. It's a Norman Rockwell setting where I plan to settle down, full of friendly faces, open spaces. Have you seen my town? Have you seen my town? Have you seen my town? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Pledge allegiance, pledge allegiance, pledge allegiance to the flag. Pledge allegiance, pledge allegiance, pledge allegiance.
Designed to attack into the enemy-controlled Arizona territory. Our mission, quote, to conduct search and destroy operations in the Arizona territory, to destroy or capture enemy forces, supplies, and equipment located therein. Our platoon was the first unit. And as we disembarked from the helicopters, we immediately encountered enemy fire. But we were able to secure the landing zone and our immediate objective to allow the remainder of the Marine Force to continue the attack. Once we secured our forces, we initiated patrol to commence the search and destroy operation. We encountered sporadic enemy contact and eventually discovered an enormous ice sheet. This indicated that the enemy forces were much larger than we had anticipated, and that their mission was designed for them to operate within that enemy area for a considerable period of time. It turned out to be 50 tons of rice, and we evacuated it and gave it to the villagers, the enemy that were used to attack. Unbeknownst to us at that time, the rice was in preparation for the famous Tet Offensive. Communists subsequently launched the 1st of January 1968. Though the Arizona Territory was enemy controlled, it contained many civilians, enemy sympathizers, and relatives of the enemy. Contrary to unpatriotic rhetoric coming from the United States at that time, the Marines were not indiscriminate killers. In fact, to avoid as much collateral damage as possible to the civilians, the Marines of Operation Foster evacuated 7,000 civilians from the Arizona Territory. Thereafter, we aggressively sought out the enemy through numerous patrols and ambushes. We normally searched until the enemy felt they were in a good position to ambush us. And then we found them, and the battles ensued. On November the 19th, 1967, a squad-sized patrol from the 2nd Platoon were searching in an area not far from where we were work operating. There was a rice paddy dyke trail, and across that rice paddy dyke trail was a tree line. For some reason, I had a very uneasy feeling about crossing that rice paddy and would not permit my squad patrols to venture across without reinforcement. A squad from the 2nd Platoon did proceed across the rice paddy, and when the entire squad was on the rice paddy dyke, the enemy opened up from the tree line, killing 3 outright and wounding the enemy, standing them on the trail. The remainder of the 2nd Platoon responded to their aid and were cleaned up. The platoon commander was seriously wounded and the young man was killed. They were being attacked through fighting bullets. Our platoon also responded. And we also became pinned down and took many casualties, including Jerry Usera. After several hours of battle and assistance from the 3rd Platoon, we were able to retrieve the Marines, dead and wounded, along with Jerry Usera. 2 days later, on November the 21st, 1967, the company commander decided to conduct a search and destroy operation into the same area, to locate, capture, or kill the enemy. At approximately 3 a.m., the remainder of the 2nd Platoon was sent into the area along Finger Lake to set up a blocking position. At 5 a.m., our platoon was sent into position to sweep into that 2nd Platoon. To our right was supposed to be the company commander, the 3rd Platoon, and another platoon attached to it. As the sun started to come up, I could see to my right something moving on the trail that we were supposed to be next to. It happened to be the same trail that the 2nd Platoon people were killed. As I saw more light, I realized it was enemy. And they were running between us. Now they're running ahead of us. The company commander had divided the company on either side of Finger Lake being a big projection, and they can't support it. As I called the company commander and told him that we saw enemy forces ahead of us, he just said, "Go ahead, sweep into the 2nd Platoon." That commenced battle at Finger Lake, we called it Arizona because it was far from home, southwest of Maine. This area of South Vietnam was suspected to be heavily infested with enemy forces. On November 26th, 21st, 1967, my men and I were participating in the sweep of the northeastern corner of the Arizona Territory. Our mission was to destroy and capture the enemy and supplies. Moving on, side by side, to the cover of the trees at the foot of Finger Lake, we had worked our way halfway up the west side of the lake. There, at a bend in the lake, we discovered a small village, completely deserted. It was lunchtime. My radio man and I took shelter in a well-constructed cement block bridge. A lazy breeze stirred the broad leaves of the surrounding trees. And as I grabbed a bite of chow, I thought, how peaceful the spot seemed. I was grateful that my men were getting rest. Still, concerns about the whereabouts of the enemy gnawed at me in my mind, and I was glad I had a couple of listening posts deployed, hidden in some shrubbery 25 yards beyond the front of our line.
you're feeling wise.
The second platoon was also in the general area, and after we had eaten, I called the leader of that platoon to quarters. In platoon, we're about ready to head out. How about we lead, you follow? Sounds good to me, so I passed the word to my men to saddle up. I stood up, and the serenity of the setting was shattered by the fierce staccato of a machine gun punctuated by massive fire from small arms. Bullets pierced the thatched roof of the bridge, exploding all around us as they slapped through the walls and the dirt. Instantly, the air was filled with the shrieks of men who had been hit and urgent cries of Corman. My heart pounded in terror, my brain was racing. Where was the enemy and how could I counter him? As I tried to analyze the situation, the incoming fire intensified. Mortar shells began thudding into the roofs and treetops around us. Alarmed, I called the company commander over on the other side of the lake for assistance. We're in very deep trouble here, I told him, panic obvious in my voice. Calm down, Lieutenant, the commander said patronizingly. We'll get to you as soon as we can. Couldn't seem to convince him that we were experiencing an extraordinarily violent attack. Looking back, I think he was still operating on the earlier premise that he was in a position to encounter the main force, and that I had just encountered a small version of it. For the time being, it seemed we were on our own. We did not even have access to the controls we normally arrange for artillery backup and support, as they were used by the and the enemy was beginning to overwhelm us. Fortunately, one of my machine gunners had already set up and was effectively holding off some of the enemy cover. It was up to me to find out ways to move my men into an advantageous position for a more firepower, put the enemy in the defensive. First, I need to get a better idea of the enemy's location. Leaving the safety of the roof, I moved to a rise next to our line. Now for air support. Fortunately, independent air controller had heard our appeal for a medevac chopper and contacted us to see what assistance we could offer. Over the medevac frequency on my other handset, I advised upon the locations of the enemy and friendly forces. The enemy's too close to the regular bombs, he stated. I can get napalm. There's some Air Force planes coming down from the north. They had to report a bombing, but I have to warn you. Some of your Marines might get hit. Your call. There seemed to be no alternative. There were casualties mounting, the enemy was on the verge of overrunning us. Through the controller, I vectored the Phantom Room. By now, my rocket team was ready to fire. Our first target was the enemy machine gun. A rocket projectile and a load of napalm hit the machine gun at the same time, wiping it out. I just made several runs to drop napalm as I held my breath and prayed for my men's safety. Luckily, none of our men were there. Now I felt it was time for us to make our first counter-assault. Discovering that the jets had 20 millimeter cannon, I asked the controller to have them make the cannon, and then 2 aircraft came in one after the other, blasting bullets the size of cucumbers. Letting me know it was as deep and heavy as a fire. Give me another pass so we can maneuver closer, I asked the controller. To my dismay, he told me the jets had used up all the cannon. What now? Thinking quickly, I came up with a plan. If the jets came in on their run dry, the enemy would have their heads down to protect themselves against the expected cannon. We could charge them while the jets were flying in, knowing that the cannons wouldn't be fired. There was just time for me to give my men the order to go. Assault now, I hollered as the jets poured down. My men's faces told me they thought I must be crazy, asking them to put themselves out in the open. But they didn't know that the jets would not be fired. God bless them. They put their faith in me. As the jets passed, my Marines got up one after the other, courageously charged the trees, routing the enemy. They even retrieved 2 of our men who, unbeknownst to me, had been dragged away when the enemy overran us. Their assault drove the enemy farther up the desert, sinking through the lake and out into a rice paddy. And the forward air controller called in another flight troop of jets to continue the attack. After the last run, we counted approximately 80 enemy dead. By now, we've been fighting 4 or 5 hours. Thinking the battle was over, I regrouped my platoon and called in a medevac chopper. Finally, I was able to get some help from PFC O'Neill and my other wounded men. But as the helicopter got within a few feet of touching down, the bullets suddenly yielded and it took off. was astounded and disheartened to find that after all the fighting and airstrikes, we still had enemy attacking us. Where were they coming from? Every time we beat them back, they reappeared as strong as ever. This new attack seemed to be directed from a booth surrounded by trees across the open rice paddy to our left. Forward Air Patrol had long since departed the area, but luckily, the United States Army Huey gunship came up on the medevac frequency and offered his assistance. Grateful for his offer, I attempted to vector him into the booth, but just couldn't see him. I called on one of my most experienced Marines. Take some men and mark that hooch with smoke and you're up. 30 minutes later, we saw a yellow plume rising from an area of rice paddy to the right of the hooch. Corporal Dumont had hit his target with a smoke grenade. Now I was able to vector the helicopter in more precisely. Within minutes, he had the hooch inside and unloaded on it, destroying the enemy inside. Time to try another medical evacuation. When the chopper came in, my heart was in my throat. However, the medevac went off without a hitch. Finally, we had finished, I thought to myself with a sigh of relief. But, to my dismay, I began receiving reports from my men in the tree line that they were hearing yet another buildup of enemy forces to their front. In the gathering twilight, the enemy began to taunt us, calling out, "Marine, you died tonight." Casualties had reduced my platoon to almost one-third its size from the original 35 Marines. I was sure we would be overrun during the night and began to formulate a survival plan. I'd have to pull in our perimeter and call in the second platoon. We could use tear gas to try and hold the enemy at bay. I didn't allow myself to ponder the thought we probably wouldn't make it through the night. At this point, I received a call from the company commander, the first since the battle began. He was unable to get to us because of enemy forces between his position and ours. We could have reinforcements thrown in if you still feel you need them. Within an hour, we heard the welcome drone of a large number of helicopters coming toward us from the paddy to our left. As they landed and Marines disembarked in full battle dress ready to fight, our hearts bounded with joy, pride, and relief. With fresh reinforcements, we survived and defeated the enemy and went on to fight more battles. The next morning, we received replacements for our casualties. All but 12 of my men had received serious wounds. To my great sorrow, 2 of them had been killed. PFC O'Neill didn't make it, and another PFC Charles M. Taylor III died of a bullet wound to the head. The estimated enemy force was 300. An extensive tunnel complex was discovered leading into the area where the enemy chose to stand and fight. And we believe that this tunnel system enabled them to keep reinforcing their forces, despite extensive battle casualties. The day after the battle, the battalion commander came out to Finger Lake to assess the operation and present Purple Hearts to the wounded men of the 1st Platoon who had not been evacuated. I heard him ask our company commander what had happened at Finger Lake the previous day. I heard the company commander respond specifically, "Oh, you mean Larry's little thing?" I felt as if I'd been slapped in the face. Never received any recognition from my superiors for my actions at Finger Lake. But several months later, I found out that my men had put me in for the Bronze Star Medal in recognition of my efforts to keep them alive that day. I received the award and remains one of my most treasured accolades. But for years, I presumed that my commander was right, and that the battle was indeed nothing to write home about. As time has passed, and I have talked with others about it, I realized that for 6 hellish hours, my men and I fought a very significant battle. Every Marine fighting that day performed heroically, and each and every one of them deserves commendation. I therefore dedicate this record to them as my way of recognizing their courage and tenacity and the importance of their actions. You should have seen how well my men fought. I don't know if you saw these slides. Yes, that's a picture taken right after the battle, and it shows the realization and elation of survival. The next one shows the reality of what they endured. This is the actual photograph taken at the time when the battalion commander came out to tell the company, or just told the company commander, it was just really effective. The Marine sitting before you here continue to fight, win, and perform their duties in an exceptional manner. They participated in 20 to 30
This land is your land. It's my land. This land was made for you and me. You and me. Oh, give me a home where the buffalo roam, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. The red man was pressed from this part of the West. It's not likely he'll ever return to the banks of Red River, where seldom, if ever, his flickering campfire still burns. Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. How often at night, when the heavens are bright, I see the light of the glimmering stars. Have I laid there amazed and asked as I gazed if the glory exceeds that of ours? Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Get there in no time at all. No matter where I roam, all I need to do is close my eyes, and just like that I'm home. I'm on a first name basis with the mayor. gets much use. The chief of police only works part-time. There's just not much to do. It's a Norman Rockwell setting where I plan to settle down, full of friendly faces, open spaces. Have you seen my town? I can see it in my mind. House white, grass green, sky blue. One day I'll find it and pack my bags, grab the dog and kids and make my move. Get there in no time at all. No matter where I roam, all I need do is close my eyes. Just like that, I'm home. It's Norman Rockwell setting where I plan to settle down, full of friendly faces, open spaces. Have you seen my town? Have you seen my town? Have you seen my town? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands,